Do you live in a world filled with corporate data? Are you plagued by siloed departments? Are your lackluster growth strategies demolishing your chances for success? Are you held captive by the evil menace, Lord Lack? Lack of time, lack of strategy, and lack of the most important and powerful tool in your superhero tool belt, knowledge. Never fear, HubHeroes. Get ready to don your cape and mask, move into action, and become the Hub Hero your organization needs. Tune in each week to join the League of Extraordinary Inbound Heroes as we help you educate, empower, and execute. HubHeroes, it's time to unite and activate your powers.
All right, well, again, we are back, and let me just say welcome to all of the humans that use HubSpot and listen to this podcast. We are on episode 2, maybe the final episode. We'll see how today goes on record customization. And if you haven't listened to last episode, we talked about conditional sections everywhere. We talked about that middle column, tabs, card layouts, all sorts of different things. We're going to get into it here in a minute. But gentlemen, I got to bring this up. I was gone on vacation, and we were having fun, and HubSpot was having fun as well. And I think they were having some fun that's relevant to this conversation, meaning one of the updates that I bumped into when I got back was agents in CRM cards. Have you guys seen this yet? Breeze agent CRM cards display agent outputs directly within CRM records, auto loading the latest execution for each record and enabling users to select and run agents from a drop down. HubSpot says why this matters. Users need quick access to agent-generated insights and actions within their CRM workflow, reducing context switching and ensuring relevant agent outputs are always available at the record level. From a rating of to that's hot, like what do you guys give this update?
I mean, anytime there is net new cards that go on records, I'll generally be excited about it.
Yeah,
okay.
More than for sure.
The one thing that kind of makes me go is not in its execution. I just think like the way that you interact with full-on agents, right, and how it just outputs everything that's happening in its brain, right, and it gives you this just massive text dump of everything it's doing, and look at all this work I did, and look at all the steps I took to get there. And look at all this permission you gave me to do X, Y, Z. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I just don't know if like the best way to deliver that is like within the context of a CRM card, right? I think it'll make a lot more sense when the way people interact with agents gets a lot more streamlined, right? Because like now, I mean, how do you do it? You have to go into Data Studio. You got to go into the agent. You got to run it in that like message center with the agents or whatever, right?
Right.
Like,
and then you get your little inbox of the outputs because it can take a minute.
It's not the most like ergonomic thing to do in HubSpot.
Oh,
right.
Ergonomic.
Yeah. I'm more excited about their updates around allowing the tools to run without approval, which is really cool. Because that's what starts to make the stuff in like workflows make a lot more sense, right? So like, you know, I was talking to Becca about this, who's one of the people that like is on that team. Yeah. One of the product managers, and
let me just make sure, pause there for a second. Let me just make sure that you're talking about autonomous versus semi-autonomous right now. Like it basically can just do it on its own type things. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, right. Okay. There's certain tools that they can get access to that within the context of those tools, you can say, just do the thing without requiring my approval.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
And so like where I was getting like awkwardly stuck, right, is like I had a workflow triggering an agent run where it was taking some inputs from that workflow action, doing some stuff, and then doing some stuff with it after, right? But what was tough about that is while the workflow would trigger it, it would just get hung up in that workflow until I then went into the Data Studio app, went into the agent, and then like approved everything. They just finally released the thing that lets you make all that stuff run without approvals, which is cool. So now workflows can really do their thing, right? That being said, though, it still outputs like a ton of information, right? And like, I'm just wondering, are CRM cards like the most efficient way to interact with that? I am unsure, right?
Yeah. Chad, your thoughts?
But it's exciting regardless.
Yeah. Your thoughts on these agents in CRM cards?
Right. It depends on what you're trying to do. Like I would love, because agents take an amount of time to run, and, you know, I see a lot of use cases at the deal card for sales reps. Okay. And sales reps are notoriously impatient and don't want to wait for an AI to just, you know, chunk on it for a hot minute. So I'd love to be able to kick off an agent run that they maybe interact with next time they're at the deal, or maybe they have a sequence where the agent intends to run on all their open deals, you know, maybe every day, maybe every week, which is like, you know, a deal upkeep, like, hey, feed the agent all of your stage exit criteria, go scan all the activities and records, and just, you know, see where we're at, like, and recommend changes to the deal stage, to the properties we care about, XYZ. You know, like, I think that could be super helpful. I mean, we could also even have it like do whatever kind of actions that it's going to do, but it depends on the agent. Like, I think the RFP agent, like a request for proposal, if your company does RFPs, could be really helpful to run in the deal card in the middle, because you want to give it a structured output of some kind of a proposal. And it, you know, you give it the input of whatever, you know, RFP system that some large company was outputting. That could be really helpful to like speed up somebody's time right there in the record. So it depends on the use case. Some of the things, totally not. Some of the things, you know,
what do you think about like a qualification bot or qualification agent? Like, you know what I mean? Looks at certain things, decides certain things, gives output on, you know, not qualified, qualified, and because of this info or something like that. Do you feel people would find that, again, kind of a sales type thing, but like, what are your thoughts on that?
Isn't that something that like it could be a little more lightweight and run through like an assistant though? Or no?
I mean, we've built it through Breeze Assistant, like a custom one. Yes, but
I don't know.
It's just, it's hard because the agent models don't, or they're not really designed to run in a deal necessarily. They run with company information, not deal information, if that makes sense. And like company or contact information. So qualification bot, maybe like contact agent, you know, like look at the contact, look at his company, see if they're a good fit for your ICP, et cetera, et cetera. This goes back to like all those AI data sources where we were talking about that way back in its infancy. And that got like scattered to the four winds. It's all over HubSpot now. All those settings are like everywhere.
And you know, those settings have like, there's
completely
more.
Changed. There's more. They've changed.
There's more. Like we could probably do a revisit episode on like, did you know this is here?
Totally.
Okay. So Max, so you're kind of struggling with, it feels like
I'm fully prepared for the reality to be, I just don't understand agents well enough.
Got you. Oh yeah.
Like
I don't think you're any different than a lot of people though.
Yeah, I don't like. I've been slow to adopt. I've been slow to adopt a lot of this stuff, right? And I'm definitely behind the 8 ball on the agent thing. Like I have been able, like I figured out the big thing that I wanted to figure out is like, how can I say, hey, agent, you're going to get some information from a record. I want you to do something to it. And I want you to spit something out on the other side and put it somewhere. Like I know how to, I figured that piece out. Yeah. That makes sense to me. I know it goes like it can be way more cooler than that. Right. Yeah. Like my automation brain is very HubSpot coded, right? Where like I'm thinking in the dimensions of records going through a workflow, things are happening to them, right? And so like the idea of the agents being like way more free form than that and not as rigidly structured in what you can do with them is something that's taken me a while to like wrap my brain around in terms of what's possible.
Do you think what I think I hear you saying, and I'm going to ask this as a question. Do you think that it is time for many humans who have used HubSpot for a long time to unHubspot their brain?
I still need that foundation. I'll tell you that much.
I agree.
Yeah.
But like what I think I heard Max saying is he's used to the constructs of what HubSpot used to be pre-agent, pre-assistant, pre-AI. And like, how do you un-HubSpot those historical limitations or frameworks? Or maybe it's not un-HubSpot, but like, how do you HubSpot?
It's like un-workflow. It's un-workflow, which is what it is. It's like this very like vertically linear way of thinking. Like I'm stuck in that. Yeah. Right. And I got to figure that out. That's for me to, fight my own demons on. But we're talking about record pages, guys. We're quickly spinning this into like an AI conversation.
Well, hang on. Cause I got one more thing before you guys dive into. So there was a second update and it feels minor, but I don't think it's as minor as it feels. Meaning one of the other updates while I was gone was customized workflow names for the enroll in workflow CRM card. And
you're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Oh, was it Max? Do you have something to do with this?
I mean, I would like to think so. I would hope so. I only complained about it more than literally anybody else and talked to the team that built it. So I would hope I had something to do with it.
Some power to it.
Yes.
I think this is huge, right? Because literally last show I was on earlier this morning, the customer platform morning show where we were talking about updates and stuff. And, Chris referenced the idea of like, if you've ever taken a super admin training from me, one of the big things that I'm like a beast on is naming conventions and this kind of tagging for naming conventions. Well, tagging for naming conventions in the workflow tool, it might equal confusion to the human who actually needs to enroll from this card on a record. And so the fact that you can now rename this, like, again, from a rating of to that's hot, like, where do you put this?
That is hot.
There you go. Max didn't hesitate.
Mr. Smith would say, yeah, dude, I've been waiting for that for a long time. And it just like makes sense. Like what you're going to call something internally, like that workflow action that you've got your wonderful naming convention in there. That doesn't mean jack diddly squat, right? To like whoever's pressing that button and using it, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, workflows can have branches, which means the outcomes can be very different, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which means like, depending on where you see that card or the context in which it's showing up, that button might be saying, oh, it's going to be doing something different, right? Because maybe that card doesn't show up if there isn't a certain conditional piece of information that meets some set of criteria that would then cause that workflow to go on a different branch and do something completely different, right? Like, so there's, I like that they did that. I don't know how they handled, because I remember having conversations with them of like, does that workflow have the same name across all the different places, like where the tab, like where that, type of extension shows up? That I still got to like look at that, right?
Yeah.
But it's a big step in the next direction. It's like, instead of your workflow that's called, rep assignment, right?
Yeah.
You can have the button say, assign sales rep, right? In very natural English. So like when I hit the button, I know what's happening, right? And that's all I care about is what's the outcome,
Yeah, Chad, hold your thoughts for a second, because I forgot to do this. What is it, by the way, for listeners? You can now customize the workflow names that display on the Enroll in Workflow CRM card. This lets you display clear, more user-friendly names without changing the workflow's original name in your automation setup.
Yeah.
Why does this matter? Workflow names are often long or built for admins. Amen to that, which can make them confusing for CRM users who just want to understand what's happening in a workflow before they enroll a record into it. By letting you edit how a workflow is labeled on the CRM card, users get quick, intuitive context without requiring changes to your existing workflow naming convention. The how it works is from the Enroll in Workflow CRM card, you can now edit the display name to something more meaningful for your team. The updated name appears only on the CRM record. Name will not be reflected in the Workflows app, making it easier for reps to understand, I would just say humans, by the way, to understand the workflow's purpose at a glance.
I mean, if you consider sales reps humans. Anyway.
Oh my God. You did not go there. Wow.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Shots fired.
demons.
All right. So I think, just kidding. Love you, salespeople.
Yeah, we love all of you salespeople.
They make the world go round.
By the way, to sell is human, just saying.
Back when I was an implementation specialist, didn't love you. Just going to be honest. Love you now, though. It's great. So don't. I love you. Stop. Don't be mad at me.
Send hate mail to Max at. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Let's. This is one that I think is like worth showing people. George, would you be able to foster a screen share for us for a moment? Because I think there's some people that are hearing this update and going, I didn't even know that you could put workflows on record pages. What are you talking about? Right.
Oh, to that I say, oh my God. Like
it's really cool to be able to do that.
It is. It's sick. Yeah. So let's fire up a little screen share.
Let me pull up my.
This is a very.
Let's see. Let me do this. I'm just trying to get it to a point where we won't.
We're gonna hide the bad tabs.
Yeah,
hide the bad tabs.
Yeah. And what's interesting?
Hide the vacation tabs.
Let me do this real quick.
The use case for that too would be a lot of times like a manual enrollment workflow, like one that doesn't have any enrollment triggers, just as a heads up for people.
Yep. Okay, so first of all, since we are talking about record customization, I'm going to share my screen. And
this is a very visual topic, George.
People might be like, "Oh my God, is this really happening right now?" But yes, it's happening. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into record customization. I'm going to go into default view, and I'm going to actually look for, let's see, enroll in workflow, right? So like I've got this, but I just want to see if, no, that's app cards. So.
Is this card enroll in workflow.
Card library. And
no, you had the right one. You had the right one.
But don't they already have workflow?
No, that's
so I want to add that card.
No.
That's what I want. No.
Go back to create.
That's the old one. Hit preview.
Oh, see,
there you go. That's what you want. Create card.
So I want to create this card. Enroll in workflow. See, that's the first thing that's going to get people hung up. I'm telling you right there. Oh, George, is that why you did that? Anyway, so enroll in. So I'm gonna hit no. I think I created that. Did I create that?
No, you have to hit Mr. Save. Yeah. And choose a workflow.
You got to pick a workflow, boss.
Huh? Well,
close
I
this.
Guess you
can go back. Oh. Yeah, you can go back.
Now it's in the card library.
Oh, so I want to go in here. Wait,
on the right hand side.
So I want to hit
where
this.
It says, no.
Oh, I want to hit this. Oh, enroll in workflow. You see what I'm doing here? Does anybody see what I'm doing here?
He's doing a bit. He knows what he's doing.
Does anybody see what I'm doing? So I'm going to remove this card. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit this. And then I'm going to add a workflow. And let's just say we'll do this one. And we'll do this one right here. And I'll just hit save. Okay. But why did I hit save? Oh. I don't really want to hit save, do I? Because I want to come here.
Hold on.
And I want to maybe.
Hold on.
What?
Let's go. Just look at the record real quick. We're gonna get here. We're gonna get here.
Hang on. Let's go look at a record. Let me bring it clear up here because hopefully then it'll be up top, right? Yeah. So let me hit save and exit.
We'll start with
I have a record. I have a record ready here. So we're gonna refresh this. And it's not at the top. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Hey,
so now.
Hey, George, I just thought of like this big meta conversation we probably need to have.
Yeah.
Is it problematic that humans are objects in your database?
Oh, wow.
Max.
Oh, God. Bro,
we don't need to be starting any conversations.
Come on now. Let's go ahead and I guess am I supposed to hit the settings? Oh. Anyway. No, let me hit exit.
I need the screaming go.
Okay. So here it is, right? Enroll in workflow. Boom.
Okay. So folks, this is a button you can hit. And when you hit that button, what is going to happen is the record that you are looking at is going to dive head first. Yeah, just this one.
This guy.
Dive head first.
God.
It's going to do a little pencil dive into a workflow. Okay. Yeah. So usually workflows that you would put in a little sidebar right here are generally going to be workflows that are set to have like a manual enrollment, which means you don't have anything automated. I don't think that's a hard and fast rule. I think
it's not a requirement. No,
it's not a requirement, but it's sure is smart.
No,
I always talk about this being
do,
like a library of books you can pull out of a shelf and run. I need to nurture them for 90 days. Let me go ahead and hit this button.
Yep. I think you also want to be careful about re-enrollment settings here too, right? There may be some things you only want to happen once, right? There may be some things that it's okay if it happens multiple times, right? So kind of keep that in mind, right? But the problem here is when you take a look at these buttons.
Yeah.
Do you really know what's happening?
I don't know.
No. Right?
I mean, as the admin,
BYD, articles. I'm just Mr. Rep.
Yeah.
You just made a really good point, right? For the admin, yes.
Yeah.
Right. So folks watching at home that might be adminning their HubSpot portal, here's lesson number 1. Just because this makes a ton of sense to you.
Yeah.
Probably means it makes no sense to anybody else. Right. That's just kind of always how it is in HubSpot. All right. So anytime you're putting shit on your records like this,
stuff. Yeah. My goodness.
Stuff, things, items.
Whenever you're putting items, all right, we don't even call these items cards, whatever.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you have the proper context and explain what the heck it is, right? Sometimes that's just the name of the tab, the name of the section, the name of the this, the that, the name of the card, whatever. In this case, it is the name of the card, right? But also, we can control what those buttons say. Right.
Yeah.
So in this B2B offer or B2B forum offer, right? We might want to change the language here, the verbiage into something that's more action related, outcome related. What's happening when I hit this button? What is it doing in essence? Right. Yeah. So now what we could do, this is brand new.
Yeah.
George, roll that big, beautiful bean footage. Hit that gearbox right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then look at this bad Larry. Okay.
Yeah.
Button label. You can change this to say, hey, this is what button does when hit, right? There you go. Boom. You can save this. And now also remember, this is just kind of good rule of thumb whenever you're doing cards. Notice you can change the card title up at the top, right? Another place where you can layer in some additional context on your records and teach people what is all of this stuff? What does it mean? Who is it for? What does it do? All this kind of stuff, right? So we could change this to say, I don't know, maybe you had a bunch of buttons that would enroll them in different marketing campaigns, or a bunch of different buttons that would assign them to a sales rep, a CSM, a customer service person, a that, the other thing, an account manager, right? Go ahead and hit save.
Because by the way, you might have saw a little bit ago that I could add multiple of these.
Yeah. You can put as many as you want. Was that what you were showing this on?
Because then they have different names and can do different things. Anyway, okay, let me hit
George
save.
is always teaching us something. He's literally playing 4D chess with us right now. So hit save on the top right. Amazing.
Yep.
And there you go.
Wow.
Words that make sense.
Nice.
And hey, you want to add an additional layer to this? Can we make that conditional? Can we make this conditional?
Because it's in the record editor, the whole thing.
I think we can.
Has conditional logic
So
now.
if we come back here, you're saying, and come here, and then you're saying if we wanted to make this conditional, right? Set conditional logic. Bam!
Bam!
And it's not just one property anymore, too, by the way. Remember how conditional logic used to be enum only in a single property, and you can do multiple properties.
So why might we want to make this conditional, folks? Well, sometimes you're only triggering certain automation in certain stages of a journey, right? When it actually makes sense. Why should I have the button? Why should I have the assigned account manager handoff from sales to, service workflow before the deal's even closed? Or before a contact even is something, right? So you can make these automations not only make more sense, but you can make them show up only when they should show up. Right?
Which I mean, come on. Like first of all, you're bouncing into kind of a record customization mindset anyway, is should the record be customized based off of team? Should the record be customized off of life cycle stage? Should the record be customized off of XYZ? And the answer might be yes, yes, and yes. But we're talking about record customization because it's your business. It's you wrapping your processes into your platform for your people, aka your humans. All right.
Yes.
All right.
I got a question, boys.
Yes.
Boys. What do you think? Let's think about this for a second. Have you ever had, as an admin, the issue where you have multiple team views on any given object and people will both come up to you and be like, mine looks like this and theirs doesn't look like this. But we're on the same record.
Why? Why?
I'll do the Liz voice.
Southern accent.
Mine looks like this and mine doesn't look like that. Well, why are we over here? Why
are you Gomer Pyle right now? What is happening?
I'm just trying to make up
I do declare his record looks different than mine.
Anyway. Yeah. Funny voices aside, has that ever, like, you know, like, I love that we have multiple team views, but sometimes when your teams have an amount of overlap and people are like working kind of together, sometimes somebody will be like, oh, here's a link to this record, and they'll Slack it to their buddy in a different department, and they'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't see what you're seeing at all.
Yeah. Well, I've run into that more when people have added like their own properties to cards instead of it being the default properties that are supposed to be
nice
on
that
it.
You can lock that down now.
Yes. So I've run into that. The interesting thing is most of the clients that I've worked with are pretty much like remote / out of office. So I have very rarely run into like somebody working side by side at desks to be able to see that. But I do see, even in a virtual world, what you're saying of like, you should see it on the right hand side, and they're like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. I haven't run into that a lot, but I can see where that would happen. Is that because you're curious of how big a problem it is, or Chad, do you have a solution for that?
Well, I was just kind of like wanting to throw that out there as a point of consideration. Like, it is all well and good to wrap HubSpot around everybody's job position, but sometimes it makes sense to make a middle column card or a right card conditional so that more things start to show up as they're needed. And everybody's working off the same playbook unless people truly need things cut down. Like, for example, my current company, our finance department has a custom view because they want to see a lot of date properties, a lot of dollar properties. And the sales reps don't quite care about all of that. They know what their line items are. And most everybody else is working from a different default view. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think I would always opt for, really good conditional logic that more so, tells a story and centers the record itself versus like the team. Because like that is like multiple views per teams are like 100% a really good way that you can over-engineer the shit out of your records and end up with a huge mess.
That's exactly where I'm going.
Especially because they don't have any good features to like propagate changes across multiple ones. Like the work you do in one, you have to completely duplicate in another. I don't think you can copy a view, right?
Oh. You can clone a team-based view.
But then how do you keep them in sync if it's like, oh, there's a change I want to make to like all 5 of my team views? Like there isn't really a way to do that, right?
Well, no. When it comes to conditional, so here's the thing. If you edit one card on the left, middle, or right, that card, if it's reused in other views, is updated across all views because the card has a unique internal name. Right. And that card's unique internal name is the internal ID, more or less.
You're saying the conditional rules that get applied are global to the card and not where it's sitting on that view? I don't think that's the case.
I know the properties are for sure, but I actually haven't verified if the conditional rules are.
I think the conditional rules are isolated within the view. Yeah, it would be per team in this context, but it's more so within the view itself, right? Which happens to be assigned to
if you add a property. If you add a property, that property gets added to all the views.
If it's you're correct. If you made a card, right, and then you saved that card, the property would go across everything. But
Yes,
I think that conditional stuff has to do with where it sits on the view. I'm not 100% sure. We can probably figure it out pretty quick.
Max. You know the quick actions.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you know they added a new option for URL?
What?
It's not quite what you wanted, but it's better. It's add a property URL. So like if you're looking at a record and you have a URL type property, then you could use the workflow or something to keep that URL updated to whatever you need it to be. If that makes sense. And so it's like, oh, Google Drive URL or whatever that just lives in the background. And then this button says, open up the Google Drive thing, right? Yep. And as long as that property URL is collected or updated or generated or whatever, then this now can point to a property on the record you're on. Not quite pathing, like, using dynamic personalization tokens to create path URLs, but...
Well, you do that with a workflow.
But you do it with a workflow. Exactly.
That's the thing. That is perfect. I can think of about 40 different ways I'll use that for event happily stuff, right? Yeah, where it's you got a button that says click the registration page, do this, do that. That is sick.
This episode sponsored by I'm just kidding.
Hey,
it's not.
Hey.
I mean, it could be, but it's not. Yeah.
George, I think we should probably talk about actions.
I mean,
we got 10 minutes, dude. Should we get through?
Here was my next question to both of you. My next question literally was this. With 9 minutes left in the episode, what's the one thing that we haven't talked about in the 1 3/4 episode or 1 in 7/16? I don't know. Episode. I'm stupid sometimes. I sort of got. What's the one thing that you would want to tell people that they should check out, look at, or think about when it comes to record customization?
This is one of those things where
now he's torn. He said we should talk about actions. Now he's like, let me rethink my answer.
Well, I mean, the one thing you should look at is you should go maybe not look at, but more so listen to your coworkers. You need to figure. Like oftentimes, it's hard to figure out where to start until you hear what people are usually complaining about. Right. I mean, that's a really good place to begin your journey. Like you shouldn't just be like, I have to go customize my records for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, right. Yeah. Like it's really easy for you to go have a conversation with someone in sales, someone in customer service, someone in marketing, like whatever it may be. And just be like, hey, like what records are you working out of a lot? Right. And when you look at them, what do you love about them? What do you hate about them? What could be better about them? What's some information you wish you saw? Something you wish you could do? This, that, or the other thing. Because like the other thing that's like so important about this is like we talk about the whole adoption conversation a whole lot, right? A huge part of adoption is just making the tool a generally comfortable thing to work in.
Yes.
Right. And when we talk about comfort within the CRM, a lot of that means is like when I go and look at records, which is what I'm spending 90% of my time doing if I'm in any of those roles that's using the CRM heavily, right? Yeah. Am I comfortable in those spaces? What does comfortable mean? Can I find what I need when I need it? Do I have to, is there like bad, painful patterns that I find myself in, whether it's like, every time I go to a record, I have to hit view all properties and then I have to search for it and then I gotta find it. I gotta
because you don't let me add the things to the card anymore, like the custom properties, because you locked it down because we were all seeing different stuff.
Exactly. Right. But like this is one of the best things that like if you're really worried about adoption, this is the easiest low-hanging fruit that you can tackle right away. Make it more comfortable to work inside of the tool, and record customization is at like the core of that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Max, I love that you basically said care about the humans.
I did,
and what they need. Yeah. Wow.
Listen to their
desires and wants and needs.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. No. Being on the other side of that is kind of hot. Chad, what are your thoughts?
I think people sometimes forget about the ability as a super admin in your portal to log in as a user, because sometimes permissions are really deeply tied into this, right? And you can have like, when I got to my current portal that I'm working out of now, I didn't realize it for the longest time, but the amount property was like just restricted and limited view only for certain people for deals because they wanted the amount to be driven by the associated line items, right?
Yeah.
And so they didn't want anybody dorking with the amount property, and it kept locking people out of reports until, because I had re-architected some of the users and teams, which broke people's access to stuff. And I was like, why in the world can people not see these reports, right? Mm-hmm. So log in as user is one of your superpowers to see exactly how useful is it for the person that you're trying to help. And do they have access to what they need to have access to, so you can get your permission sets updated? Like, this really does tie back into permissions pretty heavily, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, just a consideration. Log in as user is great because you'll have only access to what they have access to.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, live a minute in your user's shoes. Like, I think you'll find you'll learn a lot, right? You know, because and here's the other thing too, is like, you can't expect your users to just tell you what's wrong with it, because like they don't know. They don't know what can be done. They probably think it's set in stone, just like every other piece of software they've ever used, right? They don't know that you can customize this thing to within 3 inches of its life. Like, you can do so much.
Wow.
But like, the thing is like, you got to ask them, like, in a perfect world, what would you see here? Right. And like, get their imagination going a little bit of like, what would be ideal, you know? And I think it'll be rare that you'll find things that you can't accomplish with them. Right. So
at least with the workaround, we've had a lot of workarounds over the years, but I mean, man, I'll tell you what, there's less and less workarounds needed like these days, less and less and less.
And also, like, depending on the resources that you have, like, let's not forget custom UI extensions are a thing.
It's getting easier too. It's easier and easier with AI assistants, etc.
Well, I mean, you know, let's just use the word hub code. You know, it's in private beta right now, and that and there's also a whole bunch of like declarative app card builder apps out there too, where like you can build these complex UI extensions, right? Just by drag and dropping stuff and no code building it, right? So like what you can do with the interface in
the year of our Lord 2026 is like literally endless.
It's like the only thing you can't do is like reskin it, basically.
Whoa, don't give anybody any ideas, please.
You kind of can now too, right? Geez. Jack has that app that does the whole like thing. So I mean, of course it breaks TOS, and that's fine. But I mean, let's be honest, that's coming down the pipeline, right? Like, HubSpot is obviously going full bore enterprise, and a lot of that means white labeling it. I had customers back when I was onboarding. It's like, how do we put our logo on the top left? And I'm like, what are you doing?
You don't
make an ebook, you jamoke, right? Like that's what we were.
I don't even know what that means. So
I don't know what that means either. Yeah, hopefully that's not bad.
Anybody,
we can bleep that out. So. You know, I don't know.
Attention, Noah. Rewind 15 seconds and beep that out. Anyway, so as I close this out, because I do have a final thought, I do need to ask you guys, record customization episode 3, or are we moving on to something else?
I think we're ready to move on.
Okay. Chad,
I mean, I could talk about it forever, to be honest.
Yeah,
true. Me too.
Yeah. Like, I think we've covered a good amount. You know, if there's any follow-ups or whatever, like, that people have, like, that's the thing, you know. But I mean, like, it's insanely useful. There's so much you can do that's not even just in the record editor. I mean, there's index customization, preview customization we didn't really touch on either.
Yeah.
But it's very much the same. Index customization is for views, but preview customization is the same, basically.
Hey guys, real quick, I looked it up. Don't worry, I did not slur. Interestingly enough, jamoke has 2 definitions. One is a dumb guy / loser. That's from Merriam-Webster.
I've been that guy before.
Interestingly enough, you know what else it means? It's older slang for a cup of coffee from Java and Mocha.
Well, Note to Noah, you don't need to edit that out.
You don't
Hopefully
need to
you
edit
didn't
it out.
already.
It's fine. Leave this
We
whole
figured
thing.
We're just
Yeah.
talking about dumb guys drinking coffee.
Dumb
Okay.
guys drinking coffee.
Yeah, you could be a double jamoke.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
that's
He's a double
that's
Jamaica
a
latte.
dumb guy
I need a
who's-
Jamaica latte.
Go order that and see what happens.
Right.
So here's my final thoughts on this episode. Because I think Max, it might have been you, or Chad, it might have been you. I don't remember. But what I would leave people with is just because you can doesn't mean you should.
True.
And what I mean by that is in this episode, you heard the words over engineering. And that's what I would say is talk to your humans, build what needs to be built, show what needs to be shown, hide what needs to be hidden, and don't over engineer your HubSpot portal. There's no need. Okay, Hub Heroes, we've reached the end of another episode. Will Lord Lack continue to loom over the community, or will we be able to defeat him in the next episode of the Hub Heroes Podcast? Make sure you tune in and find out in the next episode. Make sure you head over to thehubheroes.com to get the latest episodes and become part of the League of Heroes. FYI, if you're part of the League of Heroes, you'll get the show notes right in your inbox, and they come with some hidden power-up potential as well. Make sure you share this podcast with a friend, leave a review if you like what you're listening to, and use the hashtag HubHeroes Podcast on any of the socials and let us know what strategy conversation you'd like to listen into next. Until next time, when we meet and combine our forces, remember to be a happy, helpful, humble human, and of course, always be looking for a way to be someone's hero.